Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 38 of the Realm Recap. I'm Jason from Yakface.com, joined, as always, by Flyguy from Flyguy.net.
Good evening, interwebs, and you, sir. It's another full-on week of toys, toys, toys.
Very good. A couple days later than normal due to Ohio Comic Con, which you just got back from. How did that go?
Yeah, very good. Not much Star Wars there, but absolutely thousands of people. So met a lot of nice people. No one yet who'd watched the Realm recap, so obviously no taste Ohio. You're letting us down. But that was really good. Really, a lot of nice people and tons of stuff. There's so many people that love this kind of toys and collecting. So yeah, definitely check them out if you're going to some Comic Cons this year or next year.
Cool. And you've got one coming up this weekend, too, right?
That's right, Tulsa, Oklahoma. So the first person that popped into mind, I think you know him as well, is Scott from
Scott from
Tulsa.
Tulsa.
Scott from Tulsa. So hopefully you were there. We'll reach out to you on Twitter if you're watching this. But yeah, I hope to see. He's the only person I know from Tulsa. But so yeah, if you're at Tulsa, come down to Wizard World, the Tulsa Comic Con, and Dr. Toys and a lot of other people were there. But it's the cosplay people who make this, as far as I'm concerned.
Yep.
The stunning stuff that was there, really, really good. Even the cardboard stormtroopers, right up to the professional looking stuff, makes a difference. So yeah, come check out Comic Con.
Awesome. Well, this week was pretty busy. Like I said, we're a couple days off our normal schedule, but a lot of stuff has come out since then as far as new product and people finding stuff in stores. Kicking things off, going back almost a week, back to the 30th of October, is that Entertainment Earth started processing pre-orders for the Black Series. I think that's Wave 6.
Hmm.
The Saga Legends, Rebels, and Mission Series waves. I think those are like waves 3 and 4 of that assortment. But I received mine today and Saturday. I got my Mission Series first, but yeah, those are starting to show up to people. So
Excellent.
it's been
Great.
a long drought with kind of new 3 3/4 inch action figures. I would say 6 inch
And
has been popping up here and there, but
then they're beginning to all turn up at the one time, which is
right.
clearly there's been some bottleneck somewhere for
Yeah.
Hasbro, but yeah, we'll get to that. So yeah,
Let's see. Black Series Wave 5 has started to hit Target and Toys R Us. You know, previously that's the assortment that had come out with the prototype Boba Fett at Walgreens.
hmm
We hadn't seen anything turn up at retail other than at Walgreens for that assortment, and it has started to show up, like I said, at Target and Toys R Us. Those have both turned up locally here for me. Uh, I had seen those in person thanks to some of the members at the Jedi Defender website that I'm a member. So,
I'm just sharing some on screen. So that was obviously. Oh, sorry, let's jump on the next post. But yeah, I mean these. I mean they've been online for a while, but they're certainly hitting stores now. That's for sure. So
yep, this is the wave that
plenty
consists
of
of
stuff.
the Luke, Vader, Chewie, and the what is that? The sergeant or corporal? I
Clone
can't
Trooper.
remember what it is. Clone,
Yeah,
Sand Trooper.
Sand Trooper. Yeah,
So,
that's right. Sand Trooper. See, there's a lot of toys and not a lot of time before the end of the year for all this stuff to come out. It's
yeah,
gonna be.
it's all going to pile up right when you need to be,
Yeah.
buying gifts for other people. You'll be
Gift for you.
dropping $100 here and there for cases of figures. Um,
Absolutely.
and speaking of that,
Absolutely.
prototype Boba Fett, those have started to ship back out to Walgreens stores. We had shared prior on Twitter from Stephen Ann, the purchaser for Walgreens, that 40,000 of these Boba Fetts were going to be making their way back out to retailers, and they're they're being shipped out with this pretty cool presentation
Yeah,
box.
nice, very nice. Very similar to the Venom ones and
Yep.
the Game of
Uh,
Thrones that they've had up there for a while. I think they did the same.
yeah, if you scroll through that person's post there, he managed to score one of these for his house for his collection, so he has So he
Very
has his Black
desirable.
Series 6-inch figures displayed in that cool presentation box.
Yep, very nice indeed. If you can get it.
Yep. Let's
Ooh.
see. What else? Target this week. I think starting back on last weekend, I had seen a report from Jedi Defender that the Target exclusive Rebels assortment of vehicles that includes the action figure had started to hit stores. Um, this was confirmed by myself, Jedi Defender, and our friends at the Wolfpack podcast. They had found the Phantom, which is the little ship that plugs into the back of the Ghost that we don't have yet. Um, the Ghost that comes with Kanan, and then there's the TIE Advanced prototype that includes the Inquisitor. Both of those vehicles have started showing up at retail.
And that's it, it shares the same DPCI, which I think is a common practice for Target to do, if I'm right.
Well, not for exclusives. That's the weird thing. Is
Oh, okay.
typically Target has a set, like let's say the 6-inch um,
Hmm.
the Shadow set. That's not under the same DPCI as the regular 6-inch line because it's different because it includes multiple figures, but exclusives typically have their own assortment, so they know to refill that.
Yep.
But this is weird because it's part of the regular vehicle assortment. Like there's the um, Slave One and different Jedi Starfighters out there. So if you were to go to your customer service or call the store with this particular DPCI and try to track down these exclusive vehicle with figure packs, you wouldn't necessarily get the ones you're looking for because it's shared, which is
That's
kind of
weird.
lame. So,
Hmm.
but the good thing is though that these are the same price as the regular vehicles that don't come with figures, so
Hmm.
you get those. So, like I said, I was able to find the the Phantom with Kanan set, and I was able to photograph that and did a nice toy guide update. Well, nice is relative. Um, Earlier this week with that, so I posted that.
Oh, cool.
Um,
Didn't even see that
and
yet.
the TIE Advance with the Inquisitor is also out there. And with that case assortment, you get 3 vehicles per case. 2 of them are the Phantom, and 1 is the TIE Advance. So um, if you're wondering why there are Phantoms lingering about and you can't find the Inquisitor, that's why, because it's packed half as much as the other 2.
Okay.
So I haven't
Yet,
found the I haven't found the TIE Advance with Inquisitor yet, but
yet another Kanan figure.
another
He's,
Kanan.
yeah. Gonna be
And this
popular
one is
guy.
slightly different. The only difference that I've been able to
Okay.
find compared to the Jedi reveal pack that came out exclusive to Toys R Us is that with this new figure, um, it has um, the date stamp printed on the back of the leg.
Okay.
So, essentially the figure is exactly the same, but it has
That's a
the
whole other level of collecting, which
yeah.
you'd be a very busy collector if you really want to get into all that stuff. That's for
Collecting
sure.
date stamps and
Date stamps. Woof. Oh my God. Um, yeah, look, I mean, these are great deal. I mean, it's a really good a deal to get the figure and the vehicle. So I just
yeah,
don't.
24, or I guess it's like $25 if you were able to pick it up last week, which they were on promo for. I think Target was running a 5% off sale on most of their Star Wars merchandise. It was 23.75 or something like that for their
Really good price.
vehicles. So yeah,
That's a $50 in Australia kind of price, or
right.
£40 in the UK. So yeah, that's a very good price. Wow, excellent.
Let's see what else. Moving on out of the Hasbro realm here is um, last week I saw a link shared from Groove Bricks that there is the rumor of a Lego TIE Fighter coming out, which is part of the Ultimate Collector Series line.
Nice, more Lego.
More
That's
Lego.
That's going to be a big, big ship without a doubt. If it's Ultimate Collector size, I mean they're big enough ships as it is,
Hmm.
but if it's going to be in the Ultimate Collector size, it's yeah, that's going to be a mammoth-sized beast. But $199 and May the 4th, 2015, which makes sense. So yeah, looks good.
Yeah, $200 for a TIE fighter seems just
Yeah, when most of it is just
crazy,
paneling.
you know?
Yeah, it's just paneling really the majority of it, but
I
uh,
could see a $200 X-Wing, like they had a couple years ago, but a TIE fighter, I don't know, that
yeah.
seems like a high price. But
I mean, they had a great one out not that long ago, which was I think probably about $40, $50. It's a great
right.
TIE fighter.
Hmm.
$200. This thing's got to be AT-AT size. It's gonna be huge. So
Yeah.
buy the sleeve one
Let's
instead.
Yeah. Let's see. Moving on then to Hot Toys and Sideshow. We had talked on our previous show that Hot Toys was teasing their Stormtrooper sixth scale figures, and a couple days later, I think was it even a couple days later, they went up for pre-order, and there were a few different options you could order. There was the single of the um,
Taller
which is
Stormtrooper, I
the
think.
taller stormtrooper, which is like the 30 centimeter stormtrooper, you know,
The
and
Han
then
one.
the Han
We
one,
all know
quote
this is
unquote,
going to be
the Han
ridiculous.
one, and then there's an exclusive that includes the mouse droid and the blaster rifle, the longer rifle, and then there was a separate special retail, not retailer, but it's limited market type of an exclusive that includes those exclusive accessories plus a weapons rack,
Yep.
which I thought was pretty cool.
I just think they're incredibly cool, and I'm all over these. But at $400 plus shipping, then you know, as we've discussed this already, that this is basically Han and Luke. That's
Hmm.
$800 to get
Yeah,
these. Wowzers! Mind
yeah,
you, I mean they look a great sculpt. There's some really good photographs in there. Um, there's some real detail and love being put in there by Hot Toys, and it's amazing when you go back and look at the older Sideshow version, which I did recently. Just how much these have been updated and tweaked. So the feet
yeah,
particularly. So all the Hot Toys hands, the good stands, weapons, very very collectible indeed. Looking good.
yeah. And
Looking
then
good.
on to the next one here. This is kind of like a little interjection here, but it's still Lucasfilm related. Is they Sideshow announced the Indiana Jones Temple of Doom sixth scale figure, which I thought was pretty cool. We haven't had
Yeah.
an Indiana Jones figure for a while.
Yeah. And the last one was really good. One of my favorite figures, the Hot Toys indie. But I never expected them to release this. But I guess different outfit or less of an outfit. One sweaty shirt and a couple of anchor stones, and off you go. But
Yeah,
this will still sell. Yeah.
it
Very good.
should.
Very good.
And then rounding out the Sideshow news was that they also put up the pre-order for the X-wing pilot Luke Skywalker figure.
Which also looks very good indeed.
Very good. The price is ridiculous, though.
Yeah, that is. I saw your point there as well. It's yeah, 230 Republic credits is a lot of money for a kind of human character as such.
Right. I
This
mean, they say it's on a new body, which I could, okay, they've got to pay, you know, they have to cost out the new tooling or whatever. But you don't get a weapon with this set. You get some interchangeable hands where he's either holding gloves or not. But to put it in perspective, the Vader is $10 more, and it has electronics, and
yeah,
it's huge.
yeah.
And I don't know. That just seems like a ridiculous price for that figure.
Look out for this one at next year's Sideshow Spooktacular, perhaps maybe,
Yeah,
where they reduce this one because, and that's not to be sarcastic about it, it's to be honest about it. Not a lot of people are going to spend. People are going to flock to Stormtroopers inevitably, but while this is a great figure, that is a lot of money. That is a lot of money.
Right. And that's not to say the sculpt is, the sculpt is great. I mean, it looks very very close to Mark Hamill's likeness in A New Hope. The outfit looks, you know, really accurate and everything like that. It's probably $50 too high.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. I agree. It's got to be under that magical 200 point at least to be considered. But I mean, I guess a lot of the fabric and we've talked about this before. The expense in these figures sometimes. I mean, and things like Iron Man or Stormtroopers, they're all cast full pieces of plastic, and in the case of the Stormtrooper, very little paint. This guy is fabric that's got to be hand put over a body. There's little bits and pieces got to be stitched and put together. There's a little glimpse of 3PO in the R2, which is coming as well, obviously, but we talked about. But I think that must be the cost. Is just it's all the intricate detail and stitching that maybe bumps up the price. But
Yeah.
I think there was an exclusive. The gloves are the exclusive, wasn't that? Was that?
Right. Yeah, and that even is
Yeah.
it's I'm not going to say it's a lame exclusive, but it pretty much is. It's just like
You're being
what is the
polite about it. Yeah.
what is the non-exclusive cost? I don't
Well,
remember.
normally sometimes it's just a case of whoever's first to order them. You don't. It
Right,
doesn't really
right.
cost
So
any extra.
you get two extra it's the cost to value there. It just isn't there. When you compare it to like a Vader, which includes the all the electronics, which lights up the chest and the belt, the cool display stand that he stands on. There's a separate like rack for his helmet if you remove it. In the base is illuminated. Just all this stuff.
Yep. No,
That
I agree
seems like a
with you.
really ridiculous price.
Good looking figure though. Good
True.
looking figure. But yeah, I think they've shot themselves in the foot in terms of getting a lot more characters out if they're going to price them at that price. Can you imagine the Rebel squadrons that you could potentially maybe some people want to buy? Um,
Right.
mortgage your home now. So yeah, there you go.
So bringing things down in scale a little bit, Bandai revealed. Well, I don't think they intended to, considering all of the "do not photograph" signs that were posted. But Bandai revealed some more of those movie realization figures at a recent convention. I think it was the past weekend, and basically these are figures styled like the Samurai Vader that we had talked about in a couple previous shows.
Sure. And what
There's
beauty.
a Vader, a Stormtrooper that we had seen teased, but now there are like three or four new ones. There's a Snow Trooper, a Scout Trooper, and let's see, what is this? Snow Trooper, Scout Trooper, and a Royal Guard.
I saw the Royal Guard there briefly. That's a cool looking stormtrooper.
Yep,
It's pretty. I don't know if I can do it, Jason. Get into a whole other line of. Oi, oi,
it's
oi.
very niche,
Yeah, it is, but
but
also very
they
cool.
do it well. If
Yeah,
if you're looking to get into that.
good luck with that no photograph sign. That worked well for you.
Yeah,
So,
it's like those no photograph signs are plastered all over.
look at them. One, two, three, four, five, six. Wow. Okay. There you go. But yeah, I don't think there's a better picture of the Imperial Guard there. But you're right, Darth Stormtrooper. That looks like the biker scout with a flag in the back there. Um,
Yeah, there are a few different ones that I had seen talked about, but pretty
impressive.
cool.
Yeah, very, very cool indeed. Yet more things to buy. Oof. Need to
So
rub
if you're
it back.
going for the um, Japanese style display, I think that'd be kind of a cool.
Oh
If you're
yeah,
kind of
definitely. Yeah.
going niche with some of your stuff like that, I think obviously all of them together, the Vader, Stormtroopers, and Royal Guard would be a pretty cool display.
Well, I think that's like a lot of collectors and a lot of topics we've covered in shows. It's a case of getting your focus right on your collection, and even in Star Wars Action News, we're talking about that recently. Just focusing in on what you really want to collect. So maybe those little spoons you got in your Kellogg cereal many years ago maybe aren't all that collectible after. Maybe you want to get something like this. So
I've got a pen.
I thought you were going to bring the cereal spoon out. So you mean like this?
No,
But you know what I mean. You know what I
yeah.
mean. Very good.
Let's see what else.
Sure.
Also, kind of along that foreign market line of 6-inch figures is that the SH Figure Arts had revealed a Luke and Han from A New Hope this past weekend,
And these are.
which were pretty impressive.
You pronounced the name of this manufacturer very well. It's very hard to pronounce. Figures. These look pretty good. I thought they looked pretty good. But yet more 1/12 scale figures.
You know,
Wow.
I think that Han beats the Hasbro one pretty decisively.
Yeah. Definitely in the head sculpt, that's for sure.
Yeah, and the Luke, they, obviously Hasbro hasn't even got to yet.
Yeah. What's the price point on them? Was there any
I
indication?
think it's pretty, like most of the figure arts
40,
figures, I
50 bucks
think
or something?
it's like the 40, 50 price
Sure.
range. And, you know, I think the quality is there.
Mm. If it came with this little diorama part in the background,
Oh, I know. People were
snap.
saying, "Oh, where do I get that Falcon deal?" It's like,
That's gorgeous.
yeah,
Even if they did a build-a-figure diorama or something, oh my goodness, that would just get the fanboys like us going crazy. Very cool.
yeah.
It was kind of like the, if you recall the Iron Man, it wasn't Fig Arts, it was, maybe it was actually, where he came with a couch, a sofa.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my goodness, people went nuts for that thing. So, yeah. And it's just a couch. But, yeah, these little diorama parts are very popular, but they're beautiful looking. They look good. Very nice.
Let's see what else. And finally, kind of wrapping up things for the collecting news this week is Brandon Flores. He's the one that's been working on. We had shared prior the ATST custom 6-inch scale vehicle, as well as the AT-AT that he's been building, which is completely ridiculous. I encourage you to check out that gallery when you can. We'll share it here in the show notes. But he sent along this custom Hoth snow speeder or speeder bike that he's been working on.
That's a big bike.
Yeah, and this is 6-inch scale,
Wow.
and it's based off of the leaked episode 7 images that had popped up for one of the speeders that
That's
Daisy
right.
Ridley's
That's right.
characters was using. It's pretty cool. I mean,
That is very
again,
cool.
for a kit bashed type of vehicle.
That's looking beautiful. There's another shot down there. A couple more. Let's have a little
Yeah,
look.
there's several,
Wow.
and
Yeah.
he's got like a whole like legion of snow trooper type biker scout figures, which are just totally awesome.
This guy, yeah, I mean, again, as we've talked about before, I mean, custom AT-AT and you think he's done, and then boom, we're on to episode 7 and custom snowtroopers and biker scouts and all sorts. So, great paint job in that biker scout down there. That's looking great.
Hmm.
That's very nice. And already he's onto the white speeder bike for the Hoth version of that figure, which was a terrible figure in my opinion originally, but he's
Hmm.
probably done a great job there. Wow. Talented man, a very, very
I
talented
don't
man.
I don't know where he gets the time because
Yeah.
building a
An
I
AT-AT
guess that's a
alone.
1/12 that's a 1/12 scale at has got to be time consuming.
Yeah.
And it's like every day he's posting, oh, body's done, oh, head's done, legs are done, paint, you know.
Where to get the money? So he's used a bit of a stormtrooper there with Biker Scout and just mishmash of parts, but those
Yeah.
parts look great. A little bit the speed. I mean, the basis that's the speed of it. You can see the
Hmm.
gas pedal basically, and the
The
little cam.
saddle kind of deal on the
Yeah,
back, and
yeah. So nicely, nicely done, Brandon. Wow, way to go. JLS looks
yes, he's
good.
very, very talented.
Hmm.
Let's see. So that moves us on to the Toy Guide updates and reviews for this week. I've been kind of busy, busier than I typically normally am. Uh, I posted 3 updates this week. Most recently, the Phantom with Kanan.
And what
Pretty
did you
decent,
think?
pretty decent set. This was my first dealing with the Phantom vehicle itself. I don't have the individual. I've got it right here handy. If I wanted to, is the regular release that most stores are getting is the exact same vehicle
Sure.
as what's in the exclusive set. The exclusive is different in packaging and that it includes the Kanan action figure. Kind of surprising that Target is going the multilingual route on all of its packaging for Rebels. I don't know if you noticed.
I did that. I did think that,
But
but then I just wondered, well,
yeah.
wonder what they're going to do. Maybe that's the one that gets the international release, or.
hmm
Hmm.
The vehicle is cool. That was, like I said, it was my first dealing with it. My only worry is if people want the Ghost, it's going to have to be, BMF size for that to work because
But
of
then,
how the Phantom is supposed to dock with the back of the Ghost.
but then if we go along the lines of, and I'm sure you've seen it in stores here as well in the US and Walmart, the $50 $49.98 huge ass Millennium, basically the BMF, but
Right.
minus all the good parts. That's doable. If you
Yeah.
and you get 5 point of articulation figures, very simplistic Ghost,
Right.
could be
It,
doable.
it could be done.
Under $100. Throw in another Kanan. Why not, Hasbro? Go on, just another one.
Another
And
another Kanan, another Ezra.
and or dirty chopper, as we were talking about on Twitter tonight,
That's right.
the black and white chopper. So yeah, it could be doable. I think
Yeah,
that
it's
the
it's a
Tri
cool
logo I
set.
was just going to add was Target have Canadian stores,
hmm
Canadian stores, so it would make sense if it's their exclusive to perhaps get the Tri logo on it. But yeah,
Right.
simplify, I guess. That's my guess is why they've done it. But
Yeah, so I didn't see any real detractors from it. The price is good. The price is the same as it would be if you didn't get the action figure. So, you know, basically it's a $5 savings.
hmm.
So, let's see what else. I also received. We'll get to that a little bit later, but I did do a couple Toy Guide updates for some of the Rebels mission series sets. The first one was the Zeb with Stormtrooper, which is pretty fun.
So what did you think about the design of the Stormtrooper overall now that you've finally got it in your hands? That
I
kind
like
of
it. It's
it,
almost exactly like the vintage Stormtrooper is, except for the fact that you could, you know, uh, twist its head. That it's very, streamlined, straight arms straight up and down, legs locked. It's
it's a good looking figure, I think. They've
yeah,
definitely and what did you think about the kind of difference in tone about the white body and the legs that we
it's
talked about in the previous show?
it's really I could see it becoming more exaggerated over time, but right out of the package, you really have to be looking for it in order to see it.
Yeah. Is that Stormtrooper's mouth just a little off printed? Is
Yeah,
that
I
ouch.
like I said, I got a case of these, so there were 3 of these Zeb
Stormtroopers
and
and
Stormtroopers 2 packs in that case. So I wanted all the Stormtroopers, so I opened all of those, and um, yeah, one of them had a really off center frown on
yep,
the masks
the
or on the
mask.
helmet. So
They're a little less exciting than the facial design than I thought they would be. You get some great photographs as usual, and the body looks fantastic.
it's great.
But the head looks a little rough. Hmm.
Once you see it in person, I think is a little bit
Yeah, it's always
You'll be a
different.
little bit more forgiving.
Zeb looks really on the money. He looks
Yeah,
really strong in the paint. Look at that. Really, the detail around there.
yeah, they nailed the paint apps really pretty good for Zeb.
That's excellent. Great photographs, sir. It really is. I mean, even look at that. The dots and that red. That's really good paint apps. That's good for a 3 3/4 figure. Stormtroopers are always a little bit sloppy. It always seems to be a little bit hit and miss with them, but some funny photographs. I like it.
Yeah,
Recreating the
Zeb
rebel scenes.
kicking some stormtrooper behind.
And the weapon is very unusual. It doesn't that doesn't move at all. It doesn't latch
No,
open,
it's
permanently open.
yep, but it's his bow staff deal that he carries,
Yeah.
honor guard rifle, whatever he calls it.
It just takes me back to Hammerhead's feet from the vintage collection, seeing
Yep,
that in there, because one was always off kilter, and it's just a little off there.
yep.
But good looking
It's
stuff.
a pretty solid figure. I like it a lot, and I think I mentioned in my preliminary review of it is that it feels very Power of the Force 2 Chewbacca like because it's kind of
Hmm.
beefy and it
Sure,
has little limited articulation. But come on, in 1995 we were dying for new Star Wars action figures,
that's
and
true.
we didn't care that Chewbacca looked a little bit on the He-Man side. So this is very much in the same vein, and
Mm. It's
I
nice
don't
to see
mind it.
that. Nice to see that card back that you've cut away there that I'm just sharing without the figures in it. It's really nice. All the
Yep.
detail, the kind of Sabine graffiti that's spread on the helmet. You really see that kind of coming through in the cracks there as well, which I never noticed before. Looks good.
Yeah,
This is unique.
the packaging is really pretty nice. Um, I think I don't have a prior mission series set handy, but it's pretty decent as far as it's almost identical, as far as how
Hmm. Hmm.
the packaging works. So
It's nice.
yeah,
It's
it's a
gonna
good
look good in the shop.
presentation, and it's similar too in the fact that once you get the cardboard away from the sides, the bottom of the bubble isn't sealed,
Oh,
so you could take the tray that holds the action figures right out. So you're not
okay.
destroying the package if you're one of those kind of people.
But
I'm
I mean,
not saying if I'm one of those people, but I
it's,
maybe.
I mean, they look pretty good in the package. It's not quite my preference again, the vintage collection, but
Right.
they still look pretty good.
Rebels figures and Rebels packaging works for me.
Sure. Mission and Saga and Rebels packaging doesn't work for me personally,
Mm,
but
right.
yeah,
Let's see, and what
yeah.
else? Touching on one
R2.
more that I did was the R2D2 and C3PO set.
Let's have a little.
I'm kind of hit and miss on this one. Uh, I The
Yeah.
more I think about it, I don't really like the 3PO.
He's kind of unusual.
You know,
A
it's
little bit.
it's kind of the charm of the um, Clone Wars 3PO, but I don't know. There's
But
just
without the
something
charm.
about it that's not there. I mean, it's got a
Oh.
weird. I don't like the black mouth that they painted inside. There's a little.
Yeah, yeah, they should have just left that alone.
Yeah, it's just weird.
Yeah, and the
I
giggly
just keep
eyes.
looking there every time I look at that figure. It's like I go right to the mouth, and I don't.
I mean, these cheap figures have an incredibly cheap price point. I mean,
Oh yeah,
we're going down now down to kind of ridiculously cutting corners and costs. I mean, yet again, you get some excellent photographs in your toy guide there, and even looking at the previous mission one, look, that's just night and day.
yep.
R2 gets a pass, I guess, because ultimately he's really not. He's not
He's
that
not too
different.
dissimilar from the previous version, and that's where I said when in my review is like I'm not sure why they invested on a completely new tooling for the R2 when they could have easily
Just
just
yeah,
repacked the
yeah,
prior one, and the legs are different enough in the design to make it Rebels like. I
yeah.
don't know. It's just weird that they would go that full redesign route, and obviously you can see from that picture there is the 3POs are just completely dissimilar.
I know the Clone Wars version would have cost them a lot more money to do, but far, far superior a figure
Hmm.
compared to this animated version there. But and no rollers on R2's feet.
Nope, no
No,
rollers, no third leg.
plain back, no print. Wow, this is budget stuff, man.
Yep, and that's not. It's a decent sculpt on its face,
It is. It is. It definitely looks good. Your
but
photography
the
department, you have
3PO
to say.
I'm not thrilled with.
Yeah. Hmm.
Mm.
Well, I mean, I guess these guys aren't real core Rebels characters as far as we're led to believe,
Right,
but
I they were in that one episode. I can't remember the title of it.
sure.
It was the 2 weeks ago. Um, so I'm not sure how prevalent they're going to be in the series going forward. I think it might have been just a bone thrown to
Sure.
the fans. So
Very good.
that was it for me for as far as toy guide updates. I'm going to be working day and night for the next few days
You're going to be
on
very
this
busy.
assortment of stuff I've received in the past couple days. So
Yeah.
next
Well,
week I'll be busy.
you've got a lot of figures to cover. That'd be
Mm,
good, though. Good to get to see them all in all the nice photographic detail.
thank you.
Cool.
Did you
Uh,
have any reviews this week?
Absolutely not. This week with Ohio Comic Con and traveling around, not a bean. So it's nice to actually be back home for 5 minutes. So more will come in the next couple of weeks, hopefully.
Cool. Let's see. That moves us on to the TV, movie, book, and game news. Um, right after our last show, which was on a Saturday, um, the Sunday night, they had ABC re-aired the um, Star
Darth
Wars clone, or
Special
not
Edition.
Clone Wars, but the Rebels Spark of Rebellion. But it had the added footage of the James Earl Jones voiced Darth Vader. What did you think?
Really underwhelmed.
You were?
Really underwhelmed. It was well. It's great to hear James Earl Jones, and the hologram looked amazing. It did look really good, but it was on literally at the beginning of the episode, and then that was it.
Yeah.
Just
If you turned in like
30 seconds late.
30, not even 15 seconds late, you missed it. And I think a lot of people got kind of pissed that they missed it. It's like, because I totally didn't expect it to be, right at the beginning. I thought it was going to be at the end, kind of how the episode or the movie ended, where um, you see the Inquisitor via hologram. I thought it
Yeah,
would maybe switch, point of view to him talking to Vader, but no, it started right off with the Inquisitor talking to Vader via hologram, and
yeah. I think there was a YouTube clip or a couple of YouTube versions flying around the internet, and which helped people catch up. But it's such a brief scene,
yeah,
um, and
and it
really,
hasn't been released yet officially, as far as
I think
some
it
of the other.
I think it was. I did read. I'm sure the guys at Rebels Report. I'm sure said that the version was coming to iTunes and Google Play. That version of it.
Oh,
But
really?
yeah, I'm pretty sure actually they did confirm that. But
It was,
yeah, you're getting nothing really much extra. So
yeah, it was it was cool to get new, authentic Vader James Earl Jones dialogue.
I'd be kind
So
of annoyed if I bought the DVD by now.
yeah,
Like, oh, what are you doing here? What's going on? But I know it was
yeah.
only a short scene, but hey ho, that's what it was. But,
Let's see what else. A new episode of the Clone. I keep saying the Clone Wars, but it's Star Wars Rebels aired tonight. Breaking Ranks. Um, this was the one where Ezra went undercover. He infiltrated the Imperial Training Academy, and it's pretty decent. I watched it last week when it went live
me too.
to Disney XD subscribers. So I haven't watched the new episode, which is a
Hmm.
Hera Sabine themed episode, but no, I thought this one was pretty decent. Lots
Yeah,
of lots of throwbacks to Macquarie type of themes, as far as designs, and some Indiana Jones stuff thrown in there.
Yep. Very reminiscent of the Clone Wars Bounty Hunter episode. I can't remember its name.
The
The
box or
the
something like that.
box, that's the one. Which is kind of a rip-off of the Cube, or Cube, if you remember an old film, if anyone's ever seen it, where basically people are trapped inside this ever-changing maze. But it was a nice premise, and actually just watching Rebels Recon tonight, Pablo Hidalgo and Dave Filoni kind of tied in. Just a great little episode with Andy Gutierrez, if you ever watch it, who
Hmm.
always has amazing T-shirts. Every week she has another awesome Star Wars T-shirt. But they chimed in with some good feedback on why they included that. It was really to tie in with the clone training on Camino and that kind of environment, plus that the box and so forth. So yeah, it's nice to see the continuity they're trying to get there. But yeah, good episode. The one that's airing tonight, we'll probably watch it, I'm sure, is this is the one with the Bat alien that we talked about
Oh,
before,
right.
with the Batman alien where they're trapped on a planet. So look out for the Arc 170 in the background if you haven't seen it yet. Cool.
Let's see. Moving on to episode 7. It's weird to think about this, but
Yeah.
they're officially done filming episode 7, and they've had
Yeah.
a like a wrap party deal this past weekend where J.J. Abrams sent out a thank you to the cast and crew, and it's very classy in what he had done. Um, but this time last year, we were just trying to get our minds wrapped around the fact that they were making an episode 7.
Yeah, I
Now they're
know.
done. They're done filming the damn thing. It's
Well, it
just
just shows you how much work is going to have to be going into it, and from a digital perspective. I just watched recently the making of a little extra target feature that was on the Captain America Winter Soldier footage, and the reason why I'm saying this is of interest is the work that went into one scene alone, where they took Peggy Carter and transformed an old person's
oh
face on top. Mind blowing, just even for one sequence. I thought it was makeup, but yeah, I'm sure they'll be doing some great stuff. Whether Andy Serkis's character alone is perhaps going to be animated, we don't know. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of work going on there. So yeah, what that mind you, that's nearly what? That's the best part of a year, nearly.
yep,
It's a year.
yep,
It's over a year. Wow,
yep.
that's a lot of CG.
And
So yeah, they
then
get some nice hats.
that's right. Episode 7 teaser trailer score. This was shared on one of the John Williams fan club websites. Um there was a report from them that John Williams received I would say, a preliminary teaser trailer that he was set to score some episode 7 music to. That it's possible, it's rumored that it might come out by the end of this year.
Mm. Wouldn't
I'm not
surprise
sure,
me.
but
Wouldn't surprise me. I can't remember offhand, but I do remember the Phantom Menace teaser trailer was
oh
quite
yeah,
some time before the movie eventually came out.
I
So
remember going to the movie was Meet Joe
oh,
Black. I
terrible movie.
I have the movie ticket over there somewhere in a box. I bought the ticket for the movie,
Sure.
watched the trailer, and then I left after the trailer.
Yeah, yeah,
So,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, those were the days
I
of
would I
downloading
would imagine Disney's going to attach it to something people will want to sit through,
or not.
or not. I don't know.
As long as it's not Grumpy Cat the movie, which I found it
Oh
as a
jeez.
reality this evening. So shoot me now. Yeah. So I hope so. I hope they put it next to something that people would want to see. But you know what it's like. They milk these things like
Yeah, it's going to be a
crazy.
long year
Yeah.
of
Teasies and
being milked.
oh, never mind. Never mind.
Let's see what else. I think on Facebook the replica props forum had posted a photo of um, the R2D2 from episode 7 getting packed away. This is the actual screen used filmed version of
Oh, me
R2D2.
too. That's and I think thank you to Kenny Curley Jr. who also posted that on my page earlier on, so I appreciate that, Kenny. But yeah, a lot of carbon scoring going on this little
Hmm.
guy. He's been around, so principally looking exactly the same. But
Yeah, I kept looking all over the figures, like, oh, is there
yeah,
anything different or
yeah,
out of place or anything? Nope,
it'll be
looks just like R2, but
interesting to see the astromechs and other droids that they have in Episode 7, just to see how much either worse or I guess my kind of feeling is that they'll be more like junk considering the times have moved on and yeah, R2
right.
was made when the rebellion and all these guys were it was all fresh and nice, but yeah, it's kind of weird. It's another year to go, but everything's been wrapped up.
Yep.
Oh well.
Let's see. That brings us to a little bit of game news. Um, it was rumored, about a week ago that the classic versions of the X-wing and TIE Fighter PC games were going to be coming back out, and it did in fact happen from a website, uh, GOG.com.
Okay.
So these are PC. I think these are PC only.
Windows, yep, Windows.
Windows PC
Yeah,
only. Um,
yep.
you could download them, I think, for what, $10 each, and I totally remember playing the hell out of these games when I was younger,
I
especially
think a
the
lot
TIE
of it.
Fighter one, because I always wanted to be the TIE Fighter. I never wanted to be the X-wing. I wanted to blow up rebels.
Showing your vindictive side there.
Yeah.
So, and more to come at Teasy's down the bottom. So, Indy, some
Yep.
more Star Wars, and
Some
is
classic LucasArts
that Monkey
games.
Island? Yeah, yeah, yeah. So it is. Very good. The Fate of Atlantis. Remember that one as well. Wow. Sam and Max. This is. I've never heard of this site. Probably show my ignorance of PC gaming, but
Yeah.
I would have expected to see this on Steam or something. But
Yeah, I think versions did exist prior, but these are like official type of
okay,
releases. So,
okay.
yeah.
There you go. And it's currently number one and number two in their charts.
Yeah, very
Surprise.
popular.
Yeah, I can imagine. Cool.
Um, and again, with some more game news, EA had announced on Twitter, or teased anyway, that Star Wars Battlefront, which is essentially Battlefront 3, is coming to, or is slated for release next year, 2015, around the holidays.
That may be good to tie in with a certain movie that might be,
Maybe
maybe make kind of tie in
have
that route.
some, I'm sure there'll be some expandable levels that will include Episode 7
Could well do. Yeah, that
locations
would
and
be
whatnot,
perfect.
but
That would be perfect. Yeah, looking forward
pretty
to
cool.
that. It's been a long time coming, that game.
Yeah,
Long time coming. Did you ever play that on
I did.
consoles? Or yeah, yeah, I
Yep.
played the crap out of that game. Oh man, real good fun. Cool.
Let's see. That brings us to our new toy acquisitions and purchases of the week. And I don't know how I'm going to go through all this stuff, but maybe I'll just browse and do an overview. But man, did I
You did
receive a lot
some
of stuff this week.
great photographs up on your Facebook page. I saw you angled all the figures and you laid them out neatly.
Yep.
So
So
that was
yeah, if you go to the Yakface.com website and Facebook page, you'll see I took earlier today. I took front and back photos of all of the Star Wars Rebels, Saga Legends, the new wave of Black Series, which includes those figures are the TIE Pilot carded figures, which are really cool. That pilot card is the bomb.
nice,
Yep, very
nice.
cool. What else? Yeah, on Saturday I received a case of the mission series, which includes we kind of went over this before, was the Zeb with Stormtrooper, R2 with C-3PO, Boba Fett with Stormtrooper, Luke with Darth Vader, Darth Sidious with Yoda. I
That's
think that's it.
terrible pack, I think, is it not? That's the Happy Emperor, isn't it? The one
Yep,
that's
same. It's a repack of the Lava Vader packaging. But
uh,
so like, let's say we have this and this. So here is the prior version of the Luke and Vader, and this is the new one. Same thing, different box. So
I was about to say no one's going to buy that, and then you had them both. So
yeah, yeah. Well,
it's your
yeah,
job, though. This is
yeah,
what you do for you.
yeah. This is my burden.
Right.
Um,
So no vintage purchases this week. Nothing of the.
Vintage purchase. I had one this week that came, and that is the MTV 7.
I had this. I loved
I had
this.
this too when I was a kid. Um, the box is in really great shape considering it was one of the first of the mini rig
Yep.
vehicles to come out. This one is an opener, but it does have all of the cardboard and the stickers are applied. I'm just going to pull it all apart here.
Yeah, sure. I always wanted the vehicle to stay down, but it never
I know
locked into.
they should have made it lock down, but yeah, this has the cardboard that holds it all in place. Like I said, stickers are applied, and the vehicle itself is in really great shape. Way better than the one I have, which is in a box somewhere. But yeah, I always wanted the vehicle,
Yeah, that's exactly what I wanted to do.
to be able to
Yeah.
lock it at least in different poses. I'm
Yeah,
from the
yeah,
Midwest. I'd want it like a jacked up one or something. I don't know, but has the little book
that's
and the
right. Yeah.
instructions, which I never remember seeing as a kid. I'm
Oh,
sure my parents put the stickers on and then threw the instructions away. But yeah,
classic.
yep.
Very nice indeed.
So that adds to my pile of growing vintage box stuff, which you can see up there.
Did you get the Boss Capture one yet? Did you get that?
No, I don't have the Cap 2.
Cap 2, sorry. Thinking
No,
of
I don't
Capture.
have that yet. So
Nice. Love those mini rigs. Bring them out
trying.
again, Hasbro. Come
Yep.
on.
Yep.
Never miss.
So
Nothing else?
uh,
No.
let's see. No, I got. It was just insane this week. I received my box from Corey from over at the Wolfpack podcast, which we had been on, loaded with way more stuff than I thought was going to be in it. It's like books and comics and uh, some vintage figures, modern vintage figures, and just a bunch of stuff. So again, thanks to those guys over at the Wolfpack podcast for that, since I won the drawing. And then what else did I get? I got the Star Wars costumes book came today.
Ditto.
Yep. So I haven't opened it yet. It's still got the cellophane wrapped around it, so I'll be digesting that tomorrow
Yeah,
probably.
it
But
is
that was a big.
beautiful.
I can't wait to get into that one.
It is beautiful. My wife was really pouring over this. She really wanted this actually more than I did originally, but now I've got it. I'm like, no way. So yeah,
Yeah.
this is classic stuff. I can't believe how falling apart some of these costumes were. It's just when you really see it, it kind of may spoil it for some people, but you get to see. I mean, this is just one. Hopefully, I can show some detail there.
Oh yeah.
Detail of that droid from Tatooine. I can't remember its exact name, but it's just phenomenal. Yeah,
CZ
mind.
something.
I can't remember his name offhand.
CZ3.
Yes, you're right. That's what it was. You always remember these wonky eyes and sad face. But when you get to see, particularly Vader, and I say this with love, so fanboys don't get annoyed at me, but how spectacularly crap Darth Vader's chest piece thing is.
Yeah.
It's just huge crap, chunky buttons, and little things as well when you see them in detail, like the Imperial commanders and their belt, and really just it's just blocks of silver. It goes into some of the detail about how the designers had to come up with these things at the last minute, and it's look, just buy it. It's one of these books that you just You will regret if you don't get it because it's a classic book, and I think you'll know yourself when you read it. It screams prequel trilogy will come afterwards, without a doubt. So,
Right.
without a doubt, but a great book.
So I think that was it for me. It was an abnormally insane week. Um, I could pan over here. These are empty boxes of stuff that came this week. Uh,
Okay.
a little insight as to my madness. But how about you? Did you get anything good other than unpacking your stuff that came from your prior location?
No, no, no. I still haven't done that. Not much can be seen behind me, but we went to the con last week, and my wife picked up a huge TARDIS bag, absolutely massive big show bag. But we still haven't even unpacked. Been so busy, being out and about and going places and trying everything around here, so we've just not even unpacked. So it's going to be many months before I'm going to get time and get to IKEA, get some shelves, get something like you've got again back the way I had before. So no, yeah, a lot of things to be done. So a lot of figures, and I did get. I don't know whether I mentioned in the last one, Clone Trooper 212th Attack Battalion,
Hmm.
the orange version. Yet to give that a review along with the other ones because the recording went bust. But I will go into a mammoth session of these. But great sideshow figure, another one to add to the collection. But no, that was it
Hmm. I think that's it for me.
for me.
And let's see. Next week, let's see what will happen. Hard to say. Hopefully, we didn't touch on this before, but there was a report from Jedi Temple Archives that the Rebels line of 3 3/4 inch figures were getting delayed until um, 20 sometime, as far as probably maybe January.
Yep.
Not sure how much that is going to pan out since, obviously I received mine today. Other people have been receiving theirs. They've shown up in California on at Toys R Us. So hopefully,
I think it's partial
yeah,
shipments. I
partial
would assume
shipments and just,
it's not widespread.
yeah,
It's not going to be
yeah.
widespread for a while.
So
Um,
um, as
a
far
lot
as
of the signs, I was just going to say, a lot of the signs that we've seen are that they're still coming. And Hasbro have not made any clear indication to others that they're going to be delayed. But it wouldn't surprise me with this time of year. And just as you've shown tonight, all this product arriving at once is not a good idea for both retailers and e-tailers. So they may stagger it and they may delay some of them. So
right,
inevitable. But we've seen this in the past. I mean, I've seen one e-tailer who will not name, who's only just got the Jabbas and Spirit bikes and shipping them out.
mm,
So, some people can be really, really late, while others got them months, 2, 3, 4 months ago. So it does take a long, long time for these figures to get all the way around the world. So,
right. So I think with that, then we will wrap up this week's show. Again, we would like to thank our friends and those that have shared and liked and watched our show. We will
indeed.
be back next week with the latest news in collecting, and we will see you next week.
See ya.